Hello, my friends. I hope everybody is doing well. I was actually going to wear my mask for this, but I've got to do some reading because I've actually done notes this time, so I stay on track and not forget what we're talking about here. I have a habit to go on tangents. Please, my friends, before we start, please like, subscribe, and share. Um, I don't have a huge following. I don't have a massive channel, but every little bit helps. So, yeah, when I hit that like, subscribe, and share, that'd be all that I ask of you. Of course, I would also ask of you that if you have problems sleeping, if you have problems going to bed at night, which I did for decades, maybe even most of my life, about probably maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I had to start leaving the TV on, and I would have to find a show like something really ridiculous, like South Park, Trailer Park Boys, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, just ridiculous comedy, so that I had a distraction in my brain. Because when I went to bed, like most of us do, we've got all these thoughts that are going through our heads, all these things that we got to do tomorrow or next week or next month, and got to get this ready, and what I forgot to do today, and people that I hurt yesterday or years ago or whatever. All of these things are always, at our brains in some way or another. We've got this constant hum of past, present, and future that we're concentrating on. But when we want to go to sleep, we want to go to sleep. And for a lot of people, calming your mind when you go to bed is really hard because you need distractions and able to do it. So I went from watching those, funny TV series or cartoons or whatever, to eventually on. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but on YouTube and probably other video channels, there's probably thousands of videos that claim they have vibration because certain vibrations have an effect on our bodies. Different types of music have different effects on our bodies. But there's all of these channels out there with Om chanting, telling you that they'll realign your chakras, that they hit all of these different frequencies that are beneficial from everything from, finding love to falling asleep. I think a lot of that's bullshit. I don't know how much your TV speaker playing an audio clip or whatever you want to call those long durational meditation videos. Um, I'm not too sure how that actual vibration translates to your body, unless you're in like a surround sound system and have it cranked and it's like a sound bath. Maybe then those vibrations would help your body in some way or another. I don't know, but that's not where we're heading. Although I do recommend finding, for instance, let's see here, what is this called? So this is Low M Chant Meditation. It's a 10-hour video sleep sound, and it's something that I've been using to help me go to sleep. It's sound that doesn't have like a lot of like sharp highs or you know uh, you know guitar solos or someone really screaming or anything. It's just very vocal, low, chanting. You don't need to chant for what I'm going to tell you, what my method is for going to sleep. You don't need to chant to do that. If whatever works for you will work for you, and I am giving suggestions. This is what's helped me. This is something that I've felt over the last probably 7 or 8 months has been building, and I've been finding that through this method that I'm about to tell you, that I find personally I get a much better sleep. I shouldn't be smacking the microphone. Um, so the first thing that you want to do, obviously, get ready for bed. Get your jammies on or whatever the hell you wear to bed. Get into bed, nice comfortable pillow. Don't have any too many lights on. I like to sleep under red light, as if you've seen my videos, I've got LEDs all over the place. When I go to bed at night, we go to red zone. Every light is red. I've read, red, that red is beneficial. Um, there's some studies that show, I think, like those blue lights that your computer and different peripherals, electronic peripherals emit, that blue light is not apparently good for you. I have read that red and green are really good for helping you sleep. Now I sleep with a sleep mask on, so does it even help in any way whatsoever? I don't know. Maybe it's all psychological. And I think a lot of things are in terms of, well, all of this is really psychological because it all involves your brain, quieting your brain to the point where you're not dwelling on all of those things that are at your head constantly and getting to sleep. So, back to the bed. We're in bed, we're nice and comfortable. You're laying on your side or your back, however you're comfortable. The most important thing is that now that when you're in bed and you have your eyes closed, you're relaxed. You want to tell yourself you're relaxing. You want to clear your mind of all of the thoughts that you have. You just kind of, that's your mantra, is clear my mind, clear my mind. And you don't have to repeat it fast. You can again kind of time it with this om chanting. You can time it with your breathing, and breathing is another very important next step to this whole thing. So when I was a kid, I had lots of stress and anxiety and started searching for help that I couldn't get anywhere else, and found it in meditation. Now I wish I could meditate like I did when I was a kid. I know it's a discipline and it's something you have to practice. When I was a child, meditation was like a refuge. I literally found that place. I wouldn't say that, I ascended to any, place of absolute joy and wonder. But I had an escape, and it helped me calm myself enough to be able to go to sleep and to help me organize my thoughts a little bit better in life. I got out of meditation long ago until I started to realize that, yeah, I kind of need it again. And so, breathing. Breathing is key. So, most of the day when we're going out, we're breathing with our chest. We should breathe with our chest. Yes, our lungs are right here and all of our air is here. But when you're breathing, when you're laying down, you should be exhaling all the air out of your stomach, breathing in and letting your stomach swell, and then breathing out slowly and releasing all of that. And that's the breathing technique that is so important, is breathing with your stomach and breathing all the way out and all the way in. So while you're in bed, your eyes are closed, and I'm not going to do like a, what do they call it? I don't even know what they call it. A guided meditation. I'm not going to guide you to sleep right now. Maybe you'll fall asleep because it's so fucking boring. I don't know, but this isn't a guided meditation. I'm just taking you through the steps that I do to help me get a better sleep. So, breathing, start breathing in and out slowly, calmly, and we're telling ourselves that our mind is clear. We're clearing our mind of all thoughts. When you inhale and exhale, you're breathing in and out. When you breathe in, it's all positive. When you breathe out, you're letting go of all those negative thoughts, all of those worries, all of those things. Right now, you need to tell your mind that the time right now is not for thinking about things other than going to sleep. It's not time to think about the past. It's not time to think about what you need to do or what you forgot to do or what you need to do tomorrow. Push all of that out of your head and just tell yourself you need to clear your mind, body, and soul, and keep that breathing nice and slow and deep and steady and calm. Push everything out of your mind. And if you kind of mess up, like if you start trailing off and you start thinking about something, don't get mad and quit. Just again, start over, or not even start over, just continue from where you were breathing. Just bring yourself back into line. You don't need to make yourself feel bad because your mind goes wandering off. It does take a little bit of discipline to get through this whole system. So we're back to breathing in and out. We've cleared our mind. We're healing our mind, body, and soul. And now, as we're still doing this breathing in and out, you have to calm your whole entire body from your head down to your toes, or from your toes right up to your head. Some people do it from every single little toe, your foot, your heel, your lower leg, your knee, they work their way up their body. Other people just relax your body from head to toe, relax your spinal system, relax all of your organs, relax your brain, and just think about relaxing. And that is the mantra, is to relax and clear your mind. relax, and clear your mind. Now, here's the most probably important part of my whole regime. Through all this time, when your eyes are closed, and this is something you can notice, like I can see it right now. When we close our eyes are not closed. Our eyeballs are still functioning. They're looking at the insides of our eyelids. Whether it's in the daylight or nighttime in the dark, when you close your eyes and you kind of focus on what your eyes are seeing, I know it sounds really weird, but you see almost like a static, geometric figures and shapes. And yeah, it's sometimes it's a whole bunch of colors, sometimes it's black and white. If you rub your eyes, these things happen. This is called phosphenes. This is something I learned just a few months ago because I was wondering, when I close my eyes, what are these things that I'm seeing? What is this? All these geometric shapes and different patterns and lights and all that stuff. They're called phosphenes, and that's what our eyes are seeing when they're closed. And when you rub them, or if you look at something bright and you look away, yeah, those are phosphenes. So the phosphenes are something. Now that you're relaxing, you've cleared your mind and you're breathing, you want to focus on the phosphenes that you're seeing with your eyes when your eyes are closed. I haven't talked to a lot of people about phosphenes, but when I close my eyes, and I don't know if your mind has any direct influence on the phosphenes that you see. Like, I don't know if, like, I see when I close my eyes, I see like a static, and I see sometimes if my mind isn't quite settled, it's all just fucking chaos. Like, it's just blah, 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 it's just a mishmash of stuff. But when I focus on the center, and when your eyes are closed, you're not looking up, you're not looking wherever, you're looking center. I see in the phosphenes kind of a tunnel, and sometimes that tunnel is kind of hexagonal. It's got different kind of shapes to it. Sometimes it's like, like a good circle, like a tunnel going all the way through. Focus in on the center of the phosphenes. That is what I call the all. Now, and I get a little metaphysic here, uh, a little bit into my own beliefs. I believe in the all. I believe in the energy that is everything. We were created from the universe. We are made up of stardust, and when we die, we go back to the universe and we're stardust. We're energy, and that's what the phosphenes are. The phosphenes to me are an energy, and I want to return to that energy. And so I focus on the phosphenes and watch them. And before I know it, I've fallen asleep. So I don't know if that's going to work for you or not. I mean, really, the whole gist of it is just to relax your mind and give it another positive distraction other than the things that you're worried about. Those things will still be there in the morning when you wake up. And all you're going to do when you can't fall asleep and you're trying to force yourself to fall asleep, or you're taking medications to fall asleep or whatever, um, it's not, I mean, it may help you. I don't know. It may help. But I find a more natural way to do this is through relaxation and through a little bit of meditation, relaxing the body and the mind, and focusing on those phosphenes. Um, my whole kind of philosophy on the all is coming from what I learned from the Kabbalion, um, and what I've learned over the last few years that I've been reading about, this all. Everything is energy, everything vibrates, everything is always in motion, nothing is at rest, because it is all energy, and we're part of that energy. And yes, when we die, we return to that energy, we return to the all. Back to when your eyes are closed and you're looking at the all, understand for yourself that the all is where we come from and the all is where we return to. And all of our friends, all of our loved ones, all of our pets, everything comes from this energy, the all. And the all is not a god, the all is not omnipresent, omniscient, up there in his heaven or down there in hell or nothing like that. There's nothing like that. It is just the energy of the universe from which we come from. And yeah, I hope, my friends, that actually helps you um, get some sleep. I just want to make sure that I've said everything that I've wanted to say. Yeah, the main trick is just to rid yourself of the mental distractions from the daytime. You're not burying your problems, you're not neglecting your problems. It's just when it's time for sleep, it's time for sleep. And you need to tell your body and your mind that. And it doesn't happen every night that it works perfectly. It doesn't happen right away that it works perfectly. It is something that you do have to work at. And trust me, you'll mess up when you go to sleep. You'll mind what my I do it almost every night. My mind starts traveling off about thinking about something that I have to do or haven't done. Um, and again, no discipline for that. You don't need to start over from square one. You just continue on, rope yourself back into the breathing, clearing your mind, and focusing on the phosphenes. And I hope, my friends, that that helps you like it's helped me. I really, really had kind of mulled it over in my brain for the last few weeks about whether or not to even do this video because people go, oh, he's just fucking crazy. But there's lots of crazy people out there, right? I think my idea is pretty sound. There's a whole belief system behind the all and what the all is. Um, Mine is my own, and I think it helps me. Like, subscribe, and share, my friends. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it helps you. If it helps you in any way, leave comments. If it doesn't help you and you want to tell me to fuck off, leave comments. If you have any suggestions that might add to this whole regime that might help even better, um, yeah, make sure that you leave a comment. And one more thing before I wanted to go, thought about this, wasn't in my notes though. Um, I had read, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years ago that you don't know if it's Navy SEALs, but some people in the military and space industry, they can basically learn how to fall asleep within like 5 minutes. And that was kind of my goal, was to be able to fall asleep within a certain time, like a very short time. But I mean, that all depends on, how much sugar you had before you went to bed, or how much screen time you've had before you went to bed. It's dependent on a lot of things. But I was very interested in helping myself fall asleep and get a better sleep. And I think through many years of just stumbling around with the things that I've been reading, that I've found what works for me. And again, I hope it works for you. Anyways, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a great weekend and a great week ahead, and stay positive. Don't let those bad things get you down. Never forget your past, but just understand that there's no way back from here. Once it's happened, it's happened. There's nothing you can do about it but move on and get on with your life. All right, my friends, take it easy.